Hello everyone, my name is Meredith Crossan and I am here to share with you my final project for our class RDG 572. So let's begin. My assessment philosophy, the first article that we read, the Credo, really jumped out to me, and I have it listed at the very top that assessment should produce information that is useful and that assessment should do no harm. I remember when I was a kindergarten teacher, even my itty bitties then that were just 5 and 6 years old, when I would just say, hey, come show me what you know, letters, numbers, colors, shapes, they would be like, yeah, or hey, just come play a game with Miss Crossan real quick, just do informative assessment. They were so excited. But when they saw me pull out a timer, and I would try to hide that timer, or they saw me grab a clipboard, and my pen, they got really nervous and they just hated it. Or the reading coach came or the interventionist came to pull them out. They did not enjoy that at all. They just got really nervous and really anxious. And then even myself as a student, when it was time for testing or for me to be assessed for something, I would get a sick feeling in my stomach. And so I definitely 100% agree with the quote at the top. But formative assessment, it should be done in the classroom daily by both teachers and literacy coaches, which will be us soon one day. I believe we should teach self-assessment strategies to our students because we want them to become the independent and successful learners that we have read about throughout this course. Once the teachers and literacy coaches and students have been engaged in these formative and self-assessment strategies, we then can do summative assessments so that we can appreciate all the hard work that our students have done. Once we give these summative assessments, though, I believe that we should not be surprised or caught off guard by the results that we see, because the formative assessments should show the progress that our students are making and how they are kind of just trucking right along. So we should not, be surprised or anything like that when those results come in. Next, on professional development philosophy, I believe that it should be actively engaging. Just like as teachers, we're kind of giving professional development, so to speak, to our students, and we want our students to be actively engaged. And then as coaches, one day, we want our teachers to be given guided opportunities to explore and to think and to use materials. I know when I have been in professional development sessions and they show this and they hold up, these things and everything, I'm like, please just bring it to my table. Can I touch it? I just want to hold it. I'm a very kinesthetic learner. I'm like, just let me hold it. Let me flip through the book. Let me play with it. Let me touch it. Just let me have it. I learn by doing, and I know a lot of kiddos do that as well. Feedback and reflection should be conducted to make sure that the focus is on teacher and student improvement. And, we should definitely let the teacher know that we are not there. We're not there to be evaluators. We are not there to be critical. We are there as a peer. We're just there to help them, just go hand in hand for feedback and reflection. Opportunities for continuous cycles of PD should be made available. I know all the PD that I have been to, it's just kind of go, you kind of hang out for about 6 or 7 hours, or maybe even a couple of days, and then that's all you get. And then the next time you go, it's kind of like it's something totally different. And I mean, that's good in a way, and it's fun to learn new things. But as a literacy coach, how great is it that you can meet with the same person? Or I'm thinking from a teacher perspective, I would love to be able to meet with the same person, and be like, hey, I would like to work on this, and our time is up. But hey, it's okay, because next week or maybe the week after that, we can pick up right where we left off. And it's just going to be on this continual cycle of what I need, and so I think that would be great. So the reading coach role needs to be one that supports teachers. And of course, you begin that by building that relationship based on respect and trust. I was taught that, if you want to be respected, you have to earn respect. So once that relationship gets going, you're going to be able to engage in conversations, like that article of the reading coach who was just walking down the hallway, and she stops and checks in with one teacher, and then she stops and checks in with another teacher just on her way to the hallway. Yeah, it might not have been, the most formal meeting, but hey, she picked up on a couple of things and she just jotted it down or remembered it in the back of her mind. And as soon as she got to her office, she was ready to get to work. And then the reading coach is also responsible for many other roles, and they are listed there. And then also, I know the reading coach, which also applies to teachers, we have to be very flexible because you never know what your day is going to hold. Just in that same article, the reading coach was, getting ready to go to another teacher's office, and in pops two students to show some work that they had done. And in the back of her head, she's loving it, but she's like, hey, I need to bebop on down to someone's office or their classroom because I've got a meeting or I've got to observe them. So the reading coach role, you're definitely going to be wearing many, many hats. So my professional development plan is the proposed audience is from kindergarten to 6th grade. However, I feel that you could bump it up a notch even more because it's on vocabulary, and you learn vocabulary all throughout school and even throughout life. So my rationale is the importance of vocabulary building, the objectives you are learning and building on vocabulary. It covers 5 sessions. The materials, it varies. It's going to be whatever book that you're teaching from or reading from. You can use picture cards, or you can use index cards where you draw the picture and you write the meaning on the back, what part of speech it is, the definition, or write a sentence. The older students can do this on their own. You can use markers, whiteboard, iPad, tablet, computer. So the materials really can vary. It depends on, how you would like to use this. So here is what the teachers will do, kind of a little more on the objectives. The teachers are going to learn about the importance of building vocabulary. They are also going to understand that there's preparation before the lesson, and then some strategies that students can use before, during, and after the lesson to help build vocabulary. And then teachers are going to learn out of context activities to help build vocabulary. The justification for this lesson is without knowing the meaning of words, students or our readers, they're going to have trouble comprehending the text, making connections with their background knowledge, making inferences about the text, and answering questions or being able to discuss the text with their classmates. This is the expectation of what teachers will learn, and these are the 5 sessions broken down. You can see the importance of vocabulary building, understanding sight words, how to approach teaching vocabulary, and it breaks it down into the session prep activities, before reading activities, during reading activities, and after reading activities. The out of context activities, and then group practice, which is super important so that they get to practice that with, fellow teachers, things like that. What we're looking for student improvement is self-assessment strategies that you can give your kiddos to help them before, during, and after their reading. We're also looking for students to build their own vocabulary and to have better exposure to vocabulary words. For teachers, what we're looking for is, as you're doing walkthroughs in their classroom, we're wanting to see that they are using the strategy that you as a literacy coach taught them. Also, we're hoping that you will engage with the teacher in conversation to see how it's going. How are these strategies working? Are they going really well, not so well, or was it just a total bust? Like, what happened? Where did it go wrong? Where do we need to go back and just try it again? You know, what do we need to do? And then that's where some feedback comes in, and then hopefully some reflection, because reflection is so super important. I love when my screen does that. It makes my heart happy. Okay, B.F. Skinner is the theorist I chose. He is known for his operant conditioning theory. In this theory, it states that instruction is carefully broken down into small steps that are sequenced to maximize the likelihood of student success and to minimize the likelihood of students' frustration and failures. I feel like some of the strategies that are in this lesson will help the students break down learning the meaning of some of these vocabulary words, and therefore they will have a greater likelihood of being successful at being to comprehend and make connection with the text. So therefore, they will not be frustrated and they won't fail, which is exactly what we want them to do. On this last page, I did get this idea from Literacy Connects. It's a great resource. I hope I'm able to kind of post this lesson on the blog so that you can see it, because it talks about some prep strategies, like how to spend less time on tier 1 words and how to invest more time on tier 2, spend less time on tier 3. It also gives you strategies on how to introduce targeted words, how to use questioning, how to use read aloud, like labeling, after reading vocabulary strategies like language experience, story writing, picture dictionaries, and then just different little games like Minute to Win It. I'm sure we're all familiar with semantic mapping, but then there's a game called Bananagrams. It's kind of similar to Scrabble and Boggle. So yeah, there's a lot of good ideas on here. So I'm going to try and post that up on the blog as well. So thank you for listening, and I hope everyone has a great evening. Bye. Oh, my screen.